think this is my second time on a microphone, maybe my first, so. Welcome everybody, and thank you for coming to this special recognition and tribute to Alex Bellflower. It's been long in coming. My name is Terry McKenna, and I am honored to start things off for us today. I'm going to start with some introductions. First, we have some very wonderful, special people here coming to celebrate Alex. So first of all, we have Lucy Bellflower, Lucy Federico Bellflower, Alex's mom. And thankfully, Vic is video recording this too, so we will have a video for Alex's dad, Sean, and his siblings too. So hi, Sean and Alex's siblings, we're all going to be on video for you. So we have Lucy here, we have Nancy Sutton, who was the secretary for the 2 years Alex went to school here. They had a very special bond. Sarah Gilman, a special education teacher, and Sarah Polk, who worked with Alex. We have Kelly Houston, Alex's second grade teacher. We have Fritz Peters, who is our current superintendent. And we have Thad Vickers, who was the principal when Alex was here in first and second grade. I see a lot of the kids go, oh, Mr. Vickers. We have Tony Bausch, who has been our principal for the last 2 years and has been hearing about Alex and looking at this beautiful buddy bench. In fact, it was her idea to move it into the office because we couldn't decide where to put it. And Eric Anderson, sorry about that, he is a special education teacher that worked with Alex on his learning when Alex couldn't come to school. The two of them would get together at a different spot and continue learning. So we have a lot of wonderful people here, so let's see. And then also, oh, is that Elizabeth over there? Hi, is that you?
It's Louise. Elizabeth is coming, but wow, yes.
Okay, you're from the WOW program?
Yes.
Great, you guys are going to hear about the WOW program because they're a big part of this buddy bench as well. So I want to thank everyone who's helped organize this tribute to Alex, and I especially want to thank Lucy and Sean for being patient because our students and our staff definitely felt the incredible loss in November of 2019. Time has been flying by. But we weren't able to hold this tribute last spring or even this fall because of the COVID regulations, so we couldn't invite people in to do something special, and we really wanted to do that. So we're grateful now that we can finally pay a tribute to Alex and show his parents and his family about this cool buddy bench that we've dedicated to him. So just a quick start, who is Alex Bellflower? If you were lucky enough to know him, you would know he was a really cool kid. Nod your head if you agree. And he made everyone appreciate the little things in life. But if you're new and you didn't know him, you can still learn from Alex, especially with this buddy bench. He's always going to be teaching us. So most of us met Alex when he came here in first grade, and he was in Miss Murphy's class, Jennifer Murphy's class. And we learned right away when he came that he had a type of leukemia. He had it since he was really young, so for several years he'd been dealing with it. But when he came, his leukemia was actually in remission, meaning it wasn't active, and he just liked being a kid, coming to school, not having to deal with taking a bunch of medicine and going to the hospital. He was like, woo, just get to be in school. But before long, unfortunately, his leukemia did come back. So Alex helped me give a class lesson to all of the kids in Miss Murphy's class about what leukemia was and how rare it was, but that he was going to start missing quite a bit of school because he was going to have to be at a lot of doctor's visits and in the hospital and having all sorts of treatment. There was really strong medicine to help, what he would say, make those silly cancer cells go away. So he helped me with that lesson. He was quite the star. I should have known that he was an actor. Some of you might remember that class lesson. But indeed, before long, we started noticing Alex was missing quite a bit of school, but really in the short time that he was here, we all fell in love with his cute personality, and we learned how brave he was, and he had just stolen our hearts. So when he came back after the summer and got to be at school, I just got goosebumps. When he came back and the start of second grade, and Lucy came in and said, Alex wants to be in school. we were so excited that he was going to be back. So he was still dealing with his treatment for his leukemia, but he loved coming to school. So he was in Miss Houston's second grade class. He knew that he was not going to be able to be at school the entire second grade year because he knew that his body was getting ready for a very special kind of treatment in Salt Lake City. So he knew that when he was here, he was going to make the best of every day and come as much as he could before he had to start going for that treatment in Salt Lake City. He loved being with his friends here, so he would beg his mom at times to come to school, even when he didn't feel well. I can remember you going, he doesn't feel well, but he's insisting on coming. And we're like, okay, we'll take him. We love every day he's here. So every day Alex could come to school was a great day. It was a great day for Alex. It was a great day for his classmates in Miss Houston's class. It was a great day for our office staff, all of our teachers who got to spend time with him, our parapro staff. Everyone loved time with Alex because Alex was all about recess. He was all about fun. So whether he was on foot or if he was in his wheelchair, he was laughing and smiling and setting an example for everyone about how to be a good friend. So Alex's classmates adored him, Miss Houston cherished him, and when he did finally have to start being gone for all these treatments and being in the hospital, they missed him so much. So they would try to keep in touch with him, they'd send him things, and they would make little videos. And so Miss Walker is going to pull up a video right now that Miss Kaiser helped the kids learn this song, and they learned this for Alex and sang this for Alex. And actually our last day of school that year in second grade, before we were let out for summer, the kids sang it at our assembly too. But Robin's going to pull up this song, and I will be quiet. Miss Houston's class knocked that out of the park. That was I Am Me, and Alex portrayed a lot of those things in that song, and that's why you guys chose it for him. And Floyd Padilla actually was the videographer of that and made that into a film. for us. And speaking of Floyd, I'm going to hand it off to him right now because he had a special connection with Alex, and he is a big reason of why we're all here today with this buddy bench. So.
Oh, good old Alex. Can you hear me? Wonderful person, great soul. I would spend a lot of time with Alex at recess, and we came up with the nickname, and Dakota was always right there with us. He would call me Pikachu. He was a big Pokemon fan. And so I had to come up with a name for him. It's like, I like Pokemon, so I call him Mewtwo. Not realizing Mewtwo was one of the most powerful Pokemon out there. It's like, oh, I should be Mewtwo. But it made him perfect. Yes, and I was just a Pikachu. So we would spend a lot of time in recess, and when it was time to come in, I would bring him in because in second grade we would always use the stairs, and in the wintertime it was dangerous to go up the stairs or slippery. So we would come in and use an elevator. So Dakota and I and Alex would go in, and we would use an elevator, and we'd come up and go inside, and as I'm dropping off from the classroom, he's like, well, see you later, Pikachu, see you at recess. And Dakota and I he'd go to his classroom, and I go to another student. It was like that for the whole year. So one day, I'm old, I got aches and pains and whatever. So when it gets cold, I brought Alex up and dropped him off, said bye, see you later, and I came down the stairs and I ran to Miss B. And so, we're chit-chatting and I'm complaining about, that's a little shoulder, and I just realized, like, why am I complaining? Here's this little dude that's going through who knows what kind of pain he has, and he always has this awesome, beautiful smile, never complains, just love being at school, being with his friends, and like, we should be like that. We should all live life, going through, not complaining, but smiling and enjoying it. And he is a big inspiration to me, and I talked to Mrs. Bean about that. Not knowing until Ms. Terry over here told me that that story inspired Mrs. Bean to build the bench. And so, just from a little guy, Alex, inspiring me, inspired somebody else that just made this bench beautiful. And this is something that we all should learn, let our light shine, because other people are watching, and you can inspire others by what you do and by what your actions or what you say. And so we should all be like him and just kind of let our light shine towards everybody else. And that was the story there.
So that's why the Buddy Bench came to be. They realized if they had a picture of Alex around our school all the time, maybe we'd stop and think before we complained or had a negative attitude. So on that note, I want to make a special thank you to Katie Bean, our art teacher. She's in California. She was our art teacher for a while, and she wished she could be here, but she's teaching school in California. So Katie Bean collaborated with some community partners, the WOW Project. We have a couple guests here from the WOW Project. Thank you so much. And also the advocates. They put their forces together to get this bench with donors' help. And Katie Bean got